Call your sponsor.
Call you sponsor.
Call your sponsor.
Call you.
Bitch, call your sponsor.
Call your
Yeah,
sponsor.
yeah.
Call.
There's two things is missing. It's one is, wow, it's like, yeah, it's like, I think about like, I see children and they're just, joyful, or I see the parents' reaction and whatever, all of that stuff. And I think about, similar to you, I think they would call it emotional enmeshment, where I became a surrogate adult in a way, where things were shared with me that probably shouldn't have been shared, emotional things, whatnot, and it's like they were immature, like they weren't, and then the other thing, which I don't want to gloss over, and so I'm circling back, is so like this repair of the driving thing. Thanks so much for sharing it. And I'm just like envisioning you in the car doing this repair, whenever you did the repair. And what was the reaction? And I think that's so incredible.
It was the next day, and oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Sam, you know how it talks about in ACA, like we like the role of the victim? And of course, like I would never say that or relate to that or, could honestly assess that. But when we got in the argument and then finally got home, I went into my bedroom and I was crying on my bed, but I noticed I was trying to cry louder so he would hear me and feel bad for me. And like, so he would come in and repair. And I was like, I'm doing the victim thing. Like I caught myself and was able to admit it to my innermost self. And I didn't stop either. Even when I caught myself, I was like, yep, I am, and I'm not stopping. So that was just interesting to watch myself observe. And then it was the next day that I was able to do my meditation and prayer and check in. And then I said it. And, the response wasn't, oh, I'm sorry for my part too, or anything like that, which it would have needed to be in the past. And it was just like, okay, like kind of thank you. And that was it. And it was so cool to already have made peace with myself and not need my inner peace to be dependent upon another person's reaction. It was a really, really cool experience.
Well, that's what I love about Dr. Becky. I mean, this is like a drinking game unto itself with this Dr. Becky today. This episode is like Dr. Becky, like Dr. Becky, have more coffee. Dr. Becky, take another sip of whatever it is you're drinking. Dr. Becky. No, it's because her first step is to repair with oneself. And you did it.
I missed
her first
that.
step. Her TED Talk is the parent needs to parent and repair with themselves that I'm not a bad person. I did something that I'm not proud of, my behavior, but it's not shameful.
Wow.
And so that's what you did. You meditated, you got centered, you got clear with what your side of the street was, how you were reacting yesterday and what you did, your behavior.
Yeah.
But you weren't like, I'm the worst person, I need them to approve of me.
Yeah.
You went in repairing.
That's so cool. I forgot about that part. I didn't even remember that. I literally was just thinking I need to go repair for my child's sake. And it's like, no, you're right. The repair is within, because when I'm a whole person, it's like when it says like your rice bowl has to be full to give anything away to others.
Well, once my rice bowl's full, no one's getting any rice. I love my rice.
Go get your own fucking rice.
You get your own damn rice, honey. I mean, mine's sprouted, mine's perfect. It's perfect in that rice bowl with my chopsticks. I mean, no, it's funny. No, it's really funny because at one point I had one of my ex-boyfriends, we'd go to either the movies or we'd like go, to the grocery, and we'd each get like a pint of ice cream or whatever. And he's like, oh, can I have, so I was like, no, I'm not, get your own. I'm not sharing. Like movie snacks, I'm not sharing. Get your own popcorn. You know what I mean? Like I'm focused.
That's so good. I have a friend that's such a people pleaser with people, of course. But she always like abandons herself for others, except for when it comes to sharing food. And I'm like, I'm always so proud of her when we'll go out to eat and somebody's like, oh, can we half that or something? She's like, no, absolutely not. I'm like, oh, here's the thing. Like, let's apply this everywhere. That's it.
Yeah. It's like the practice, right? That's so funny in all of our affairs. Oh
Yes.
my God. Yeah, that is so beautiful. You've inspired me to really, and that's what Dr. Becky has said, right? This is the number one tool, the repair thing, which, you know, in through the lens of program and 12 steps, I would say that's a 9. I actually love her 3 parts to it, where, you know, that, which is very similar to program, but it's so clear to me when she talks about it, because she's also dealing with children, which, newsflash, we're all children. We're all children. Yeah. Oh, the other thing that came to me as you were sharing was that there was that child that didn't necessarily live a full childhood. It was stunted in many different ways, you know, and I have been hitting other bottoms, as it were, you know, and I actually went to my first real meeting in DA this morning. Yeah, it was like a BDA, Business Debtors Anonymous, I think is the merge. There's a few different ones, but you know, what I got was, there was, you know, after 9, it talks about, you know, we will know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past, you know, those promises for the 9th step. And I'm really in tune with energies lately, like the feeling in the room and the feeling, you know, that I'm getting. And I really felt this lightness in there that was like, after I did a 9, where I, you know, did, you know, at least half of my 9, you know, where even the first 9 direct events that I made in AA, I felt like this, like, oh, I didn't realize how much shit I was dragging along with me until I actually did a few amends, you know, it was like, oh God, I felt this lightness of being. And it was like, in that room today, like I felt this like lightness where I was like, wow, like there's like, it's ever unfolding, right? It's just like deeper, you know? And there's that ego part of me that's like, oh yeah, I've been doing this, like, I've done, you know, whatever. And there's another part of me that's like, yes, you know, that loving parent that said, yeah, and you don't need to share that here. You know, you don't need to prove yourself. You know, you can just belong, period. And what fun would it be to just be like a newcomer, like literal new, like curious wonderment, not having to know anything, you know, not having to apply what you hear and blah, 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 you know, into what you know, it's like, and I'm like, what? Like, I could just be total beginner, you know, like total beginner, like new eyes. It's just like traveling a new, like a new adventure, new land that I've never explored, you know, and like to just be in the wonderment. It's like, can I allow myself that wonderment, you know?
Oh my God. That is so beautiful. That is really beautiful. And you and I are very aligned. I'm the same way with the energies lately. Like I can just feel other people's energy, and then I have to be really conscientious to like make sure I stay with my energy. And I love what you said about the curiosity, and because as much as we're doing this work on adult child, a lot of this is tapping into our child. And part of the tapping into a child is curiosity. So I just love that you are seeing it like that. And I too, I was going through this work thing and I'm seeing it all. I told someone at a dinner party, I was like describing what was going on, and it sounds awful, but I'm like, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful to witness myself have these different observations and be a little bit
Mhm.
removed from it. And the woman I was talking to goes, honey, it's not pitiful. And I go, I didn't say pitiful. I
Mm.
said beautiful.
That's your shit, honey. That's your side of the street.
Yeah, don't
You're
put that
projecting
pressure
your
on
stuff
me.
onto me.
Like I can read your energy. And no.
Yeah. But just the growth in that, right? I see the newcomer being like, oh, and then they made this thing and they're like, oh my God, am I pitiful? And literally turning it all in and,
Right.
making it personal and all of that. Oh, goodness.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So we're at our final 5 and I have a question.
Yay.
So, going back to this tip, tricks, and tools, but also I think where I'm netting out with our conversation, I'm going to say Dr. Becky one more time so you could just take another sip.
Martinelli's, everyone. Cheers.
Is this inward within, right? God within, higher self. When do you feel most free and or what brings you the most joy?
That's a really good one. And it's so cool that my answer is so much different today than it would have been in the past. And my favorite part is that surrender, that bittersweet time when I go, oh, I can stop pointing the finger at them and saying that they're causing me to feel this way. And I can get down in behind my belly button and take a deep breath and remember who I am and be willing to be honest with myself first and like admit I don't want to say my faults. It sounds so negative and so demeaning and beating up, but it's more like admit where I chose a choice other than love. To bring some Marianne Williamson with Dr. Becky and have them, have a night together, like
that would make me so because she's a mother too as well. Like we're a mother. Marianne's a mother.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. Wait, my mind has just been like, wow, I just got really excited.
Well, so did they. I'm putting them in a hotel room together and plopping out that I could make when I make that choice of, oh, you chose a different choice than love, honey, and that's okay. And then let's go do the repair. And maybe next time you make another choice of love, and maybe you don't. In either way, it's all good, and I'll still always be here for you.
It's the radical self-love and self-acceptance.
This is the part that was missing for me for so long in recovery, and I'll stop with this, but I did just meet with someone, and I can see the messaging so much for sensitive people and just strictly AA that is, oh, you're not having a good outcome, do more, try harder, sponsor more people, go to more meetings, why aren't you doing this? Like there's so much of an opportunity to shame myself and beat myself up. And I'm so grateful for the introduction to ACA and to Dr. Becky and for this opportunity to go, oh, no, and to give it away. Like that's what I'm being able to do right now is work with people and give it away and say, no, I will not allow you to shame yourself. You were programmed to abandon yourself, and now you're in a relationship and you're abandoning yourself for this other person, and I will not allow you to beat up on yourself. This was a tool of survival. We're not going to shame you for it. Okay, that's my soapbox.
Wow. I mean, I just want to roll over into your TED Talk right now because I was like, let's just put 18 minutes on the clock. Like, you don't even need, like, I legit, oh my God, I just like, my brain is like flooded with just like so much, like, it's so beautiful. I was then thinking like, we should just have Glennon and Abby join too. It would just be like all of us. It'd be like me and all these like beautiful women. You know what I mean? Like the gays
At
and
fourth
the gay
season.
and the girls and the gay is
And
what
the
that
girls
episode
and the
was.
gays at the Zoom 4 seasons. I love it.
Yes. Oh my God. Wow. Yes, this club of action, like, like how I've used that, more service, more this, constant thought of others, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh goodness,
Yeah.
goodness. No, not to forfeit emotion, not to forfeit feeling, not to use it to procrastinate. I mean, I've done it all at this point.
Right.
I still sometimes can find myself in that space. Yeah. Oh God, I love this so much. I mean, my joy is, free to, when do I feel most free? When do I feel a lot of joy is when I'm playing. I sometimes make it a point to stop at like any swing set I see in the city and just like being there. I've been known to carry around bubbles.
No.
And I definitely feel most free when I'm on my bike. I just like, there's like fond memories of my father showing me how to ride my bike. And I thank him every card I say, I will never forget the time he showed me how to ride my bike. I had this like banana seat and he would hold onto the back until I realized he wasn't holding on and I didn't crash. And, like he actually taught me balance.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, on my bike, not in life, but on my bike. Which we talk about, right? And so it's like, then I get to, try to apply that, in all my affairs. So, I'm just going to say Dr. Becky one more time so you could just
Dr.
have another
Becky.
sip. Dr.
Cheers.
Becky.
Dr. Becky. And bitch, call your sponsor. Thank
Call
you
your
for saying
sponsor.
Sponsor.
Thanks, Misty.
Call your sponsor. Call
Bitch, call your sponsor.
Call your sponsor. Call your
Today,
sponsor.
send us an email with comments, questions, or concerns bcysponsor@gmail.com.
Don't forget to rate 5 stars.